I invite you to take a deep breath with me and imagine the smell of freshly baked bread rising from a mother's kitchen in Gaza. Now imagine that same kitchen reduced to silence. What if a recipe was the only connection to a home and homeland that was lost? What if the only way to preserve a memory was to pass on their story, their food, and their spirit? Good morning. My name is Luna Abulnaga, and my Quest project is dedicated to all those in Palestine who have been silenced but never forgotten. As we leave middle school and start to look into the future, we may wonder what our life will look like in high school or even as adults. The children of Gaza are just hoping they have a future. After becoming aware of the devastation in Palestine, I felt inspired to create a project that would enable me to raise funds to support the innocent victims affected as a result of the conflict. My project idea involved designing a cookbook filled with Palestinian recipes that nourish the hearts of all who eat the meals, as they have done for many generations. These treasured recipes that have been gifted to us are from Palestinian mothers and their descendants. Because in Palestine, recipes aren't just food. They're stories passed from grandmother to daughter, from memory to plate. I created this cookbook to honor these stories before they are silenced. The title of this cookbook is Roots and Recipes, Palestinian Dishes That Feed the Soul. For centuries, Palestine has been a land of beauty, culture, and traditions. But today, it is also a land of pain. Every day, dozens of children are losing their lives, many before they even have the chance to walk. This photo captures the beauty of a Palestinian mosque, taken just months before it was turned into ruins. Once a place of peace and prayer is now a place of destruction. Since the attack started, more than 90% of homes in Gaza have been destroyed, turned to dust and rubble. Over 436,000 houses that have been damaged or completely wiped out. This is not about size or politics. It's about over 1 million children in Gaza right now who are facing extreme hunger and famine, with little to no access to clean water, food, or medical aid. These are not numbers. These are children, just like us, who deserve to live out their lives without fearing for their lives, who deserve to live out their childhood without fearing for their lives and their loved ones, who deserve to live out their childhood without fearing if they are going to wake up the next day. Palestinian culture revolves around the family unit and families eating together. The history of Palestinian food dates back a long way. This cuisine is a rich and diverse tradition shaped by Palestine's unique geography, history, and culture. It is characterized by its use of fresh, seasonal ingredients, its emphasis on olive oil, and its use of spices. When I began thinking about this idea, I struggled with how to bring it to life. I knew that I wanted to do something to support the families of Gaza, but I also knew this was a controversial topic. Some people have strong opinions, and many are deeply affected when it comes to this subject. And at first, I struggled to explain my project to people. But it is not controversial to want to help children who are suffering. Even though there's so much suffering, I thought of all the mothers who still cook with love, even as the world around them is falling apart. And after many thoughts and going back and forth, I finally decided that I wanted to make a cookbook that celebrated Palestinian recipes for my quest. What inspired me to create this cookbook was not just the food, but the feeling of appreciation I have for the mothers all around the world who infuse their food with love and affection for their children. After seeing mothers, children, and families, just like ours, lose everything in seconds, I realized there are very few things I can do that would have the big impact I wanted to make. I was feeling powerless, but I have a voice. I realized that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is start where you are, with what you have. And for me, that was food. I wanted to honor the people of Palestine, not just by speaking about their suffering, but by celebrating their strength, resilience, and culture. I began collecting recipes from Palestinian mothers, grandmothers, food bloggers, and chefs. I reached out not only to my community, but to well-known cookbook authors who have celebrated Palestinian food globally. I was honored to connect with Sami Tamimi, co-author of many famous books like Jerusalem and Palestine, and Judy Kalla, author of Palestine on a Plate. Both have played a role in sharing their food with the world. After gathering enough recipes with the help of my parents and aunt, I started making the first draft. And after sending out many emails to family, friends, and chefs, I could only wait for their responses, which took longer than I expected. While making this cookbook, I learned about the long, complicated process of publishing a book. I had no experience in designing or formatting a cookbook. Luckily, I was supported by an amazing community that was willing to guide me through every step of the way of constructing a recipe book. Another challenge that I came across was deciding which organization to donate to. I did a lot of research and found many organizations that are dedicated to this cause. But the one that really stood out to me was the PCRF, Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. They are a non-political and a non-profit humanitarian organization. Its mission is to provide free medical care and humanitarian aid to the children in the Middle East, especially those who are affected by the conflict, poverty, and limited access to health care. I learned about the PCR from a family friend who explained they were providing incredible medical care to humanitarian aid. It is well known in the Palestinian community for being a trusted and reliable organization. Hearts on the Ground is one of the many organizations that are connected and support the PCRF. Thank you to Benny and the Hearts on the Ground community for introducing me to this amazing initiative. Based in Bali, Hearts on the Ground is a collective of passionate people who are supporting the families of Palestine. They are doing a remarkable job at raising awareness by organizing community fundraising events. And after finding out what the amazing work they are achieving, I wanted to contribute and be a part of it. My goal is to raise $10,000 by the end of 2026. This will come as a result of selling 400 copies of the book, and my aim is to have 100 copies sold and printed by the end of this year. The final edit of this cookbook is in progress as I am still receiving donations. We expect to have a total of 30 incredible recipes to share. I'm expecting to finalize this in 3 to 4 weeks. Then we can proceed with the printing. And 100% of these proceeds for each sale of roots and recipes would be donated to the PCRF. Imagine a world with no war, where children can grow up without the fear of losing their families and their homes, where they can make memories filled with love, laughter, and togetherness, to grow up and share those memories with their own children and grandchildren. Today, it feels like an unreachable dream, but I have hope. Looking past the divisions of the world today, of nationalities, borders, religion, race, sex, and gender, I would like people to remember that there is one thing that connects us all, that collectively, we are humanity, we are one. This cookbook started with a single question: what can I do to help? I may not be able to stop a war, but I can share a message through this cookbook that bringing people together and sharing love in any form is something to be celebrated. I invite you all to gather your family and friends around your own tables to celebrate the stories captured in this book and the love woven into these recipes, to tell your own stories, to make new memories, and to pass them on. Thank you so much to Ibu Angie, Ibu Lena, and the whole Hearts on the Ground community for your guidance and encouragement throughout this project. I'm especially grateful to my dad for helping me every step of the way, and to my mom. Thank you so much for all the time and energy you put into this project. Your constant patience and belief in me made all the difference. You supported every idea I shared, reminded me of my strength when I fell unsure, and stood by me through every high and low. I truly couldn't have done this without you. A special thank you as well to my aunt and uncle for the countless hours and sleepless nights spent helping me polish every detail of this project. Lastly, a sincere thank you to everyone took the time, love, and effort to contribute a recipe to my cookbook. Your generosity made this project truly special. Thank you. Thank you.